to it. Check out this story, y'all. This is pretty wild. I thought that this was pretty crazy. Let's get to it, y'all. I'm not even going to change the bottom of the thing. We're just going to get to these stories and get it popping.
First at 5, the trial of a man accused of killing a 14-year-old girl got off to an explosive start as prosecutors revealed the motive. Alexia Alexander was killed 3 years ago, and prosecutors have charged Ronnie Walker with capital murder. But the defense says he is not the man they should be looking at. Fox 13's Evan Axelbank is live at the Hillsborough County Courthouse to unpack opening statements today. Evan, what they have to say?
Well, prosecutors say that Walker was mad that his relationship with Alexia had been exposed. The defense says that police bullied an accomplice into lying about who pulled the trigger.
Now, Alexia Alexander.
Maybe the only central fact not in dispute in this courtroom is that Alexia Alexander was too young for any of this.
14-year-old Alexia Alexander had run away from home. It wasn't her first time running away from home. She'd been struggling.
Her mother had to listen to and see some of the gory details from the early morning of May 6th of 2022, when her daughter Alexia was found shot 6 times, at least once in the head. Prosecutors believe Walker was mad he had contracted something from her in their relationship.
Okay, so we're going to get to this story, and we're going to deep dive into this. But let me just say this, and I stand on it, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to read Super Chats and Cash Apps. I'm going to do all of that in a little bit. Y'all niggas is nasty, bro. Y'all nasty. Y'all are wild, bro. Y'all messing with 14-year-old chicks. Y'all wild, man. Y'all next. Real talk. Real talk. Y'all some nasty dudes, bro. See, that's the type of shit that I don't like. This is the type of stuff that I think is wild, bro. This is the type of thing that we need to be taking a stand against. Fuck the disease. Because here's the thing. Here's the biggest thing that they're trying to make. They're trying to say that he got mad because he thought that she gave him something and that he gave it to his wife. Y'all dealing with these underage girls? Man, an underage girl can't even talk to me. If you look too young, I don't care if you got ID. If I even have to ask you, here's my sentiment. If I have to ask you how old are you in order to make sure you of age, you too young. You're too young. I don't care. You could be 20, 21, 22 years old. If you look like you too young, you too young. That's the rule of thumb. You can't hang around here. Go fucking home. Where your school books at? My nephews be bringing their little bad chicks around at Thanksgiving dinner and stuff. They look like children to me. I'll be like, oh, what do y'all do? Play video games together? It's no way in the world that I could ever look at that chick and say, oh man, she probably, I love to see that. If you look too young, you're too young. If you don't look like a grown woman, and I mean like all the way grown, like you got a career or you done been, see, that's why I don't mind when y'all say, Anton, you know what I'm saying? You be dealing with these, chicks on the panel that be unruly. That's because I know that them little funky hoes done been through something. She got a couple head beats up in here, or she a little raggedy. She always talking about the body. Yeah, she a little ratchet, but I know she of age because she done been through some shit. You got to start testing these girls. Say a random rap song, you know what I'm saying, that only you would know if you was alive. If I ruled the world. Or say something that was sampled. You know what I'm saying? Play something in the car that Houdini made and then they resampled it in order to have it, you know what I'm saying, or something out. If they say, oh, what is this? Get that bitch up out the car. Nigga, she too young. She too young. Y'all talking about ask for ID? I don't want your ID. I want you out the car. Don't touch my car. Don't even put a fingerprint on my car. If a girl come up to me and say, oh my God, I watch your YouTube. Haha, that's cool. Can we take a picture? Nope. Nope. You look too young. I'm not taking no picture with you. Did y'all know that there are certain celebrities that is trained to put their hands behind their back when they take pictures with certain women or certain ages of women? They don't even want to be associated. Bruh, if you are dealing with a chick that looks too young, and I know the argument is always, yeah, you know, but this is the legal age. You're a predator, bro. You're a predator. I'm telling you right now, you are the predator, nigga. You are who Sanaa Lathan was running through an Alien versus Predator trying to fight the mothership. You're a predator. If you got to think about it, you got to try to figure it out. You're a predator. Now, I'm not against age gap relationships, but if she looks too young to the point to where you got to figure out if she got ID, no, you're a predator. Listen, if you are of age, if you 23, 24, 25 years old and he 40, whatever, I don't care. That's a whole nother conversation. But if we start getting to the point to where we're debating whether you are 15, 16, 17 years old and what the legal age is in your state, you nasty, bro. You nasty. You a nasty nigga. Flat out. If you like them, you know what I'm saying, you prefer to get a younger girl because you feel like she's not tainted by feminism and all of that shit, and she in her early 20s or whatever, cool. I ain't tripping off of that. That's not my cup of tea. That's not something that I would do, but it's not something that I would trip about. That's not tripping. We not even going to debate that. Cool. You just like, you don't want to deal with the old hags. You know what I'm saying? Cool. I get you. But if we got to start debating how old you are in your state, that's a little much, bro. That's a little much for me personally.
And that he'd given it to his actual girlfriend.
That gun was within 12 inches of her face. Intentional, premeditated.
Prosecutors say they'll be calling a witness who will testify that Walker admitted to shooting her after blaming someone else, that he lied to investigators, and that he tried to clean the blood from his car. In their opening statement, defense attorneys are pouncing on the credibility of those witnesses.
He had been in jail, bonded out, committed more crimes, bonded out, and he was about to have his bond revoked. He was about to be in a situation where he would have to go back to jail.
Defense attorneys say it was the other person in the car that night, Robert Creed, who killed Alexia, insisting that only Creed had been communicating with her in the days before the shooting. They also insist the DNA evidence of blood is not conclusive and that Creed's critical statements to detectives that Walker shot Alexia only came because the detectives badgered him.
If Ronnie Walker just shot and killed her in the car because he was mad at her, just tell me that. And then, and only then, you will hear that Robert Creed, for the first time, changes his story and says, that's exactly what happened. And from there on out, Robert Creed mimics, repeats what the detective had told him.
This trial is expected to take many days, Haley. They just wrapped up testimony for today. The trial is going to feature testimony from Robert Creed, who has pleaded guilty to accessory after the fact. What he says about what he saw that night in that car could play a critical role in whether Ronnie Walker does indeed get convicted.
So basically what they're debating and what they're trying to figure out is who actually pulled the trigger. Not that he didn't mess with a younger girl, not that he didn't get a disease, not that he didn't get a disease to his wife, not none of that stuff. They're not debating whether or not they mess with an underage girl, a runaway woman, mother sitting in court. That's not what they're debating. They're trying to debate who was the person that actually pulled the trigger. Was it this guy or was it this guy? Disgusting, bro. Disgusting. Just being Tasha says, what is she doing around this old man? She ran away from home. She ran away from home. She's a child. She's 14, middle schooler, running away from home. They're not debating whether or not they was busting her down for a real one, which sounds wild to me. They're debating whether or not this person shot her or this person shot her, or whether I was coerced into a confession. Nah. Monsters, bro. Monsters. And I think that it's still going on to this day. I think that there are still people that's still pulling up to the high school, that's still sending DMs to these young chicks. Man, I almost believe that we should be banning people under a certain age from being on apps. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I almost believe that we should ban people. There should not be social media for people under the age of 18. They in the schools, Mika. I don't believe that we should be able to have, there should not be social media should be absolutely banned for anybody under the age of 18 at this point. And it's not that social media is bad for young people, because I think that young people interacting with young people with social media is cool. I don't have a problem with that. The problem is how do we protect our babies against predators? How do we protect our babies against people that jump on the app and say that they actually of age, but they underage? Because they'll hunt you on any application. How do we protect our babies?